राधा मदन मोहन ललिता देवी जय ललिता देवी राधा मदन मोहन ललिता देवी जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल can put the message for whoever can join on this road alongside the light. We'll start with our prayers. So we can chant along with me, being of the blessings of our acharyas and Gurujans. Om Gyan Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakakshudam Yedam Shri Chaitanya Visham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Bhimam Tadati Swarapanam Vande Ram Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padmavalam Shri Guru Vaishnava Shri Rupa Sargajana Sargana Punatam Samsrivam Sadvaitam Sadadutam Parijanam Siddham Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padra Swagana Lalita Shri Mushtana Hare Krishna Namaste Dīnabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Namaste Tapta Kanchana Bhavati Kare Pritareshwari Vrishabha Devi Pranami Pratike Vanchana Kalpantaro Vaisha Raas Vidurvesham Pariham Avadeyo Vaishnaveyo Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vaishnavaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prasarine Nirvishesha Srinavadi Vajradhishwarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Vasudeva Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama हरे कृष्णा आप सबका स्वागत है सैटरडे भगवद गीता डिस्कशन में। So let me start with a question of person. not the typical question that I ask, right? What did we learn last time? हम लोग ने last time क्या सीखा, कोई शेयर करना चाहेगा, वो क्वेश्चन आएगा। और उसके पहले मैं एक और क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहूंगा कि कोई स्टोर में आपने कभी देखा, कभी बहुत ज्यादा भीड़ होती है, कौन सा स्टोर है जहाँ पे सबसे ज्यादा भीड़ होती है? हाँ, हाँ, ओके,
लीकर
की बात करो। हाँ, कौन सा बोले?
लीकर शॉप
राइट, रिवॉर्ड इज,
दारू के दुकान के यहाँ पे
सॉरी,
ड्रिंक वाला लीकर दुकान के बाहर
लेकर के बाहर, राइट, डेफिनेटली that is one of the thing, but generally we have seen a lot of big rush in DMart. What is the reason that so many people are in DMart compared to any other store? Discount, right? बहुत सारा डिस्काउंट होता है। तो वैसे कुछ आप लोगों ने एक्सपीरियंस किया आज कोई जगह पे? टेम्पल में टेम्पल में क्यों भीड़ लगा है आज बहुत सारा? हाँ, अधिक मास, अधिक मास है प्लस शनिवार भी, दोनों साथ में। तो बेसिकली ये दिन जहाँ पे डिस्काउंट ज्यादा मिलता है, राइट? एंड दिस मंथ ऑफ अधिक मास जहाँ पे डिस्काउंट ज्यादा मिलता है। व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ डिस्काउंट? थोड़ा सोचो कभी कभी, जब हम लोग सोचते हैं डिस्काउंट तो वहां चलो अच्छा है। हाँ, he's a perfect, he can become an entrepreneur. He'll just mind. थोड़ा स्पेंड किया, ज्यादा मिल गया, सबको वही चाहिए ना। एवरीवन इज लुकिंग फॉर द सेम। कहाँ पे मुझे मैं थोड़ा स्पेंड करूं और ज्यादा मिल जाए? एग्जैक्टली exactly. अगर मैं थोड़ी भक्ति करूं और ज्यादा फल मिल जाए, एक नारियल फोड़ू और 100 नारियल फोड़ने का फल मिल जाए, तो 100 बार फोड़ना नहीं पड़ेगा नारियल। एक ही बार कर दिया, भगवान ने 100 गुना प्रॉफिट दे दिए, राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाट दिस Pratik was all about. And there's a lot we see. Everyone is eager to. So let us pray for all of them, whoever is coming to the temple for a long reason. समझो आप कोई करोड़पति के पास गए, एक बार से आपको ऑडियंस मिला मुकेश अंबानी के पास, और उसका मूड अच्छा था, और उसने बोला क्या चाहिए मांगो, राइट? आप बोलोगे मेरे को 10 पैसे दे दे, तो क्या बोलेगा? क्या तेरे को आज मैं बहुत मूड में था, मेरे बच्चे का बर्थडे है, मुझे फुल मूड, आपको पूछा क्या चाहिए मांगो, तो आपने बोला 10 पैसा दे दो। वैसा वाला बात हो गया ना। भगवान के पास जा रहे हैं हम लोग, क्या मांग रहे हैं? एग्जाम में पास कर दो, नौकरी में प्रमोशन दिला दो, नौकरी दिला दो, अच्छा हस्बैंड दिला दो, अच्छी वाइफ दिला दो। That is as good as asking for 10%. I'm not saying don't ask for it. Ask. But there is much higher you can ask from the Lord. When it actually happened once, there was one king, वो बहुत खुश हो गया एक दिन। तो उसको बोला प्रजा, आज मैं आपको जो चाहिए दूंगा, आ जाओ। उससे बड़ी लाइन लग गई राजा के पास जाने। कोई आया, मुझे 10 सोना मोड़ दे दो, कोई आया मुझे 1000 सोना मोड़ दे दो, माइक्रो गोल्ड कॉइन्स। कोई आया बोला मुझे एक बंगलो दे दो, कोई आया मुझे 10 गाय दे दो, बहुत सारा कुछ लेके गया। एक पर्सन आया, उसने राजा को बोला मुझे कुछ नहीं चाहिए, मुझे कुछ तो मांगो, मुझे आपकी मित्रता चाहिए, आई वॉन्ट योर फ्रेंडशिप। तो राजा उसको, आजू बाजू जो मंत्री लोग थे उसके सामने देख के हंसने लगा राजा। मतलब कितना मूर्ख आदमी है, आज मैं इतने मूड में हूँ जहां पे मैं मेरा खुद का राजमहल भी देने को रेडी हूँ, इतना आज मैं प्रसन्न हूँ, और ये मूर्ख आके मेरे से क्या मांग रहा है? मित्रता मांग रहा है। ठीक है, जाओ, दे दी, आज से आप मेरे मित्र। चला गया राजा अपने होश हवास में आ गया वापस, प्रसन्नता से कि अभी चलो काम करना पड़ेगा, ये कुछ करना पड़ेगा, इतना सारा तो दे दिया, अभी और अपने को राज्य को और बढ़ाना है। 1 साल हो गया, उसको अचानक से याद आया, अरे यार, मैंने किसी को बोला था कि मैं उसका मित्र हूँ, तो उन्होंने मुझसे को बोला कि भाई मित्र है तो क्या करना चाहिए मुझे, एज अ फ्रेंड व्हाट शुड आई डू, एज अ फ्रेंड यू शुड गो एंड मीट हिम। अच्छा ठीक है, फाइंड आउट करो कहाँ पे रहता है वो। They figured out that guy was staying in a very poor hut, एक झोपड़ी में रहता था, जहाँ रास्ता भी नहीं था जाने का, खेत में से होके जाना पड़ता था। राजा को बताया गया कि ऐसा है। मंत्री को लगा कि भाई राजा ऐसे थोड़ी जाएंगे खेत में से, उनके लिए एक अच्छा सा रास्ता बनाना पड़ेगा, और झोपड़ी में बैठने की जगह भी नहीं है, तो ऐसे कैसे होगा, राजा हमारे राजा ऐसी जगह पे थोड़ी जाएंगे। झोपड़ी को हटा के वहां पे एक बड़ा अच्छा सा घर बनाया उन्होंने, क्योंकि राजा जाएंगे तो उसकी भी प्रेस्टीज होनी चाहिए ना, राजा झोपड़ी में जाएगा तो कैसे उसकी प्रेस्टीज रहेगी। तो उसके लिए बड़ा घर बना दिया, अच्छा फर्नीचर बना दिया, राजा कहाँ बैठेंगे। Then राजा comes to meet him। अभी चीज की कैसे चल रहा है, अभी वहां पे तो घर में कुछ नहीं था, राशन पानी भी नहीं था, तो उसको वो सब कुछ भी दे करना पड़ा, क्योंकि राजा का मित्र है। तो उसका क्या हो गया, उसका मित्र होने से उसका क्या लाभ हो गया, उसको बार बार मांगना नहीं पड़ रहा था, बिना मांगे उसे मिला। उसने मांगा कि मुझे एक बड़ा घर चाहिए, नहीं मांगा उसने। उसने मांगा कि मेरा फर्नीचर कर दो घर में, नहीं मांगा। उसने मांगा मेरे घर में राशन पानी कर दो, नहीं मांगा। कैसे हो गया, मित्रता से। तो भगवान को हमें मित्र बनाना, जब भी हम भगवान को अपना समझेंगे और भगवान हमें अपना समझेंगे, तभी जाके तो बात बनेगी ना। उसके बिना बात कैसे बनेगी, उसके बिना तो ट्रांजेक्शन होता रहेगा। यू आर डूइंग समथिंग और द अदर, राइट, कोई कोई जॉब कर रहा है, कोई बिजनेस कर रहा है, तो उसमें बिजनेस लेन देन होती है, उसमें कोई मित्रता नहीं देखी जाती। देयर इज बिजनेस इज बिजनेस, देयर इज नो फ्रेंडशिप, नथिंग इन दैट, राइट। So we should learn to become friend with God, and all our problems will be solved. I think last time, does anybody remember what were we discussing? Lalit Mother Prabhu, your beautiful class. I was hearing it was fantastic. He asked me one question about peace, if you all remember, right? Did he ask, what is peace? What was the answer to the peace? How many of you want peace in life? Raise your hand. You all want peace in life. Okay. Peace से बढ़कर कुछ है क्या? आज मैं क्लास सुन रहा था, where I learned there is something more than peace. When you meditate, you get peace, right? आराम से शांत हो गया, तो शांति मिलता है एकदम अंदर से, right? अभी वो बता रहे हैं कि उससे भी ऊपर कुछ है। What is that? Who said that? Thank you. Love is higher than peace. But when you love, there is no peace. Can love and peace coexist? Can love and peace coexist? No, absolutely not. Who wanted peace? Arjun wanted peace. Right? बहुत हो गया, मैं चाहता हूँ कि लड़ाई झगड़ा नहीं चाहिए मेरे को। What did Krishna say? You have to fight. And why did he fight? Why did he fight? Why Arjuna decides to fight? No. Because Krishna wanted to. No. Exactly. Because he loves Krishna. That is the beauty. And when you love, it's really amazing. Like, we see all these small children, right? For mother, is there a peace with a small child? Go and ask mother. Radhika, Prem Mataji, do you experience peace? with a small child. Always in anxiety. Love means anxiety. Always. For a small child, it could be anything, right? Because anytime उसको भूख लग सकती है और पता भी नहीं चलता है कि उसको वो बोलता भी नहीं कि भूख लगी है. अगर बोलेगा तो समझ में आएगा. For every problem, what does the child do? Cry. वो बोलता नहीं कि ये प्रॉब्लम है. For every problem cries. And the father सर्व हो जाता है कि क्या है इसका प्रॉब्लम, और मदर को समझ में आ जाता है कि क्या प्रॉब्लम. हाँ. एंड फादर वो सर्व हो जाता है. देखो कैसे पता चला. That is the love. That doesn't mean that the father does not love. The father loves, but the love between the mother and the child is the highest. I must encourage and we put that. I think I did put that lecture in the group about Shubhila's move. Yes. We gave a class on Mother's Day on mothers. Fantastic. I've never heard. I think people like put the women down. I think you must आपको क्लास होना चाहिए. मतलब एक स्त्री की क्या स्तुति की गई है उसके अंदर, और नॉट जस्ट द स्तुति बट उसका जो गरिमा दिया गया है, उसका जो पोजीशन दिया गया है. इट इज सो फैंटास्टिक. इट इज सो फैंटास्टिक. अ मदर हु मेक्स द फ्यूचर. टेक एनीथिंग. आज हम लोग यहाँ पे बैठ के प्रवचन कर सकते हैं, भगवत गीता सुन सकते हैं, इज बिकॉज ऑफ जीजाबाई. She desired to have a son who can get this Rapuntrata, who can get the freedom. That is what we need. We need such mothers. We need such women who has a desire to do something wonderful. And that's the potency that all the ladies have. And what a beautiful class. There are so many other examples given in this. So I request everyone go and hear that class if you have not heard so far. It's a story after story, and the final story was so amazing, like how it is being done. That that person, I'll share that one story, okay? Because it's very interesting. So there was one king, and who was not getting any kids. Okay, it was not, and to run a kingdom, you need वंश चाहिए ना आपको. तो फिर उसने यज्ञ किया. तो यज्ञ करके उसको 100 पुत्र का जन्म हुआ. अभी जब वो यज्ञ किया तो यज्ञ में उसने एक एनिमी क्रिएट किया. कैसे एनिमी क्रिएट किया उसने? क्योंकि जब जब इसने वो यज्ञ किया तभी उसने ज्यादा महत्व किसको दिया? अग्निदेव को दिया कंपेयर टू इंद्र. एंड इंद्र इज द वन डेमिगॉड who gets very insecure very fast, and he felt insulted. ऐसे I will take revenge. So उसने क्या किया? ये जो राजा था वो एक दिन शिकार पे जाता है. शिकार पे जाता है और उसको लगता है कि मैं बहुत थक गया हूँ. नजदीक में वो देखता है कि एक अच्छा सा पॉन्ड है, तो पॉन्ड में जाके स्नान करता है. तो जैसे ही वो स्नान करके बाहर आता है, इंद्र हैज सम मैजिकल थिंग्स विद हिम, राइट? सो विदाउट एनीथिंग he converted his gender. That the king who was male became a female. जैसे ही बाहर आए. Amazing, man. Many times I again sorry we go to different things, but हमारे शास्त्र में ऐसी ऐसी stories are specifically if you hear from Shubhila's Prabhu, my God, so many stories so fascinating. So जैसे वो बाहर आता है, he becomes a woman. अभी कैसे जाएगा अपने किंगडम में? फिर भी वो हिम्मत जुटा के वो जाता है अपने किंगडम में, और सब लोग बोलते हैं वो nobody is ready to accept that he's the same, but then बाद में इतना सारा चीजें बताते हैं तो लोगों को विश्वास होता है कि yes he is our same king जिसका जेंडर चेंज हो गया है. तो अभी क्या कर सकते हैं? अभी वो राज्य तो नहीं कर सकता है. हाँ, तो अपने जो 100 पुत्र होते हैं उनको राज्य करके देके वो जंगल में चले जाए as a lady. So now she was like spending her life in the jungle. Udar, again twist in the story. She gets attracted to one of the men over there in the jungle and they get married. And from that she gets another 100 sons. She begets 100 sons. Now, Indra was thinking, boss, इसको मैं डबल देना चाहता हूँ इसको और finally फायदा हो गया क्या चल रहा है? So then he has 200 sons. So now what he does is that he goes back to the kingdom and says like, these are your brothers, these 100 sons, and these are your brothers, another 100 sons. So now the kingdom is flourishing with 200 sons. And it was going great. So Indra bola, enough is enough. Indra comes and kills all the 200 sons. Now this person is on his then उसको कुछ तो चमका कि कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. जब से मैंने ये यज्ञ किया है उसके बाद मेरे जिंदगी में खुशी के साथ साथ बहुत सारे तकलीफें भी आने लगी हैं. मतलब कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. एंड तभी इंद्र उसके सामने प्रकट होता है और उसको बताता है कि तूने ऐसा किया, अग्नि को ज्यादा भाव दिया, मुझे उतना ज्यादा भाव नहीं दिया, इसकी वजह से मैंने ये सब कुछ किया. तो देन इंद्र वो माफी मांगते, बोलते मेरा ऐसा कोई भी इंटेंशन नहीं था. आई वॉन्ट टू गिव यू मोर प्रेफरेंस बट समहाउ और अदर मेरे से गलती हो गई, मुझे माफ कर दो. सो देन he says, okay, I'll forgive you. Now, I'll give you the option. Which sons you want to bring back to life first? Not first. He said, I can bring back only 100 sons. बताओ कि कौन से वाले आपको करने हैं? The one which you beget as a father or one which you beget as a mother. So he said, please bring back the sons which I beget as a mother. So Indra becomes very impressed. Ideally, because if you see the sons he begat the first time as a father were much more powerful. And they were the right hand of the kingdom also. But he asked for the second set of 100 sons. Right? So he was like, in one sense, he was confused, but at the same time appreciating that, wow, you did something wonderful. You are not going after the, the merits of the world, rather than you are looking in your heart and you're telling. Because as a mother, it is very important to have my sons back. Because I love my sons the most. So looking at this, what Indra does, Indra brings back all the 200 sons to life. And I'll give you I know all the pointers. Now, he says, ask a very interesting question. Now he says, I'm very happy with all things that you did and the kind of answer that you gave. So now I'm happy that I want to give you back your original gender. I want to make you male again, the king. And this person says no. And Indra got bewildered this time, literally bewildered. But then I want to give you back your manhood. Then you will become king again. Why you don't want? He said, kind of love that I experience being a mother to have those sons, it is far, far, far greater than anything that I have experienced in this world. So I don't want to give up my motherhood. I want to continue as a mother. So that's an amazing, amazing power of mother. Right? So these are our culture, but unfortunately, the woman is being shown as only as an exploitative figure, right? Which is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. हमारे शास्त्र में स्त्री को शक्ति माना गया है. And she has so much of power and so much respect is given to the ladies, right? But unfortunately, our education system, what does it depict as a woman in India? As a गांव की लेडी ऐसे घूंघट डाली हुई है, बड़ा सर पे कुछ तो सामान लेके जा रही है. It's such a disgusting thing. And then, what is the the modern woman and the the village woman, modern woman is shown as a in all this the Western clothes and things like that. It's not about clothes. Whatever clothes you want to wear that's absolutely fine. But what is your manasikta? What is your thinking is most important. Many times People get very like, crazy. Oh, we want to ban all the like, Western clothes. There are people who are more vulgar and things like that wearing sari also. It's not, there is nothing about the dress. It is all about the manasik. It's all about your character. Huh? That is what is required. That is why this mother is very, very important. And if we can instill that fact, it is so unfortunate you see nowadays that people say, oh, we have a child, right? Or maybe at the max one child. What is that nowadays? You have double income, thing can this can all kind of thing, double income, single kid, double income, no kid, thing can this can all kinds of things. Right. So my humble request is if at all anything is so close to the divinity which one can experience is being a mother. The love between the child and the mother is very, very close to the divinity. Nothing else. That's why my humble request. That is why I said the mother is not experiencing peace. She's experiencing love, which is full of anxieties. But she experienced much, much higher love than anything else. Right? And that is what we all should aspire. We should not remain as a mother because we have to go beyond the mother. We have to get a relationship with our ultimate father and mother, who is none other than Krishna. When we experience that love, and you can experience that love when you take anxiety for Krishna, right? So I will share one thing and then we'll get into the today's verse. So I did not realize nothing was started and there'll be so much of customers waiting at the temple trying to do because we want to give Krishna to others. Why we want to give Krishna to others? Because we are experiencing Krishna in our life and we are feeling that people outside are really, really wasting their lives. वो अपना जिंदगी बर्बाद कर रहे हैं अगर वो लोग सिर्फ समझ जाए कि कृष्ण मेरे जीवन में क्या कर सकते हैं then they will not be the same and we just want them to experience that कि आप एक बार आके कृष्ण भगवान का एक्सपीरियंस करो आप इतना सारा एक्सपीरियंस बाहर कर रहे हो वैसे भी होटल में क्यों जा रहे हो एक्सपीरियंस करने के लिए वैकेशन पे क्यों जा रहे हो एक्सपीरियंस करने के लिए आप सिर्फ सेम जगह पे जाते हो क्या वैकेशन पे नहीं जाते हो ना क्यों क्योंकि वांट अ डिफरेंट एक्सपीरियंस वैरायटी इज द स्पाइस ऑफ लाइफ and when you come to Bhagavad Gita, you find a lot of varieties. Lots of things coming in. It's not just only one thing. Right? So I thought we are holding the books and doing this looks like like a bond and other people who just go out and distribute things. So people will consider as a not so authentic people or they consider as a not trustworthy. So we thought we have to have a table for having the books. So I'm just sharing my own personal thing. There is nothing to be proud for me, but I feel that how you can experience Krishna in small, small things. And you can experience Krishna only when you take anxiety for Krishna or when you take responsibility for Krishna. In whatever capacity and whatever way. It doesn't have to be preaching, by the way. It could be anything else. But giving Krishna others is the highest responsibility, the highest anxiety one can take on behalf of Srila Prabhupada. That's what Prabhupada did on behalf of his Bhakti Siddhanta Swami Thakur. So then coming back to the point that I said enough is enough. Today I want to have a table. Without table the things is not working. Because if you put a table then it will look that there is one group who is coming together and trying to do something. Now I'm a very spontaneous person. So that how came to me in Saturday morning. It did not come Monday morning, right? It would have come Monday morning, then it's much easier that I can order from the Amazon and the things will come in. Now this wonderful thought comes on the Saturday morning. Why that came is because we had this wonderful Bhagavatam discussion that we have with my devotee friends every morning. And then there's something really popped up and then I said it should be today, nothing doing. So then I called up DMart And DMart says, yes, we have a study table. So I thought, it should work. I went to DMart, and it happened to be that small study table. So I said, it's not gonna work. So then I was just scratching my head that, I tried Amazon, but it was delivery on Monday and things like that. And I had to prepare the class also at the same time. So then I was wondering, how will I arrange the table today? And it's not everywhere you're going to find a table, right? And then few people I asked, and they said, the best bet for you. See, this is the beauty of this. When you ask, he said, the best bet. I explained what kind of table I'm needing. So originally I was asking for that's the plastic table which has the four folding khamba, right? You can take it out and do it. So person at the hardware store told me that best bet for you to go and talk to the caterers because these people have the tables, right? Because ऐसे तो कोई जगह पे मिलने वाला नहीं है आपको मेरा रूम में आप किधर भी चले जाओ. The furniture people will have a dining table and things like that. So I didn't figure out where it could be found. So then एक caterer का दुकान था. अभी वहां पे दुकान बंद था उसका बाहर बहुत सारे टेबल पड़े थे बट देन वो सारे लकड़े के थे टिपिकल हाँ जो हैवी वाला लोहे का स्टफ लाइक दैट. सो फिर मैंने सोचा यार क्या करूँ तो मैंने नंबर देखा उसको मैंने इसको नंबर पे फोन करता हूँ फोन करके पूछता हूँ उसको. सो आई आस्क्ड हिम आई कॉल्ड हिम अप एंड सेइंग I don't want anything from your shop, but I want this one table today desperate. So he said एक काम करो आप आपको फर्नीचर वाले की दुकान पे जाना पड़ेगा. बोला ठीक है कहाँ पे. मैं बोला बेला बाइंदर रोड में काफी फर्नीचर वाले की दुकान है वहां पे चला जाओगे. बोलता है हाँ उधर ही जाना पड़ेगा आपको लगता है. नहीं वेट एक काम करो यू आप जहां पे खड़े हो ना मेरी दुकान पे वो बैकवर्ड्स नॉट टुवर्ड्स द स्टेशन साइड द अदर साइड एक्सिस बैंक वहां से लेफ्ट लो वहां पे एक फर्नीचर वाले का दुकान. वहां पे मैंने ऐसा टेबल बाहर देखा था. नाउ सी हाउ कृष्ण इज नॉट दैट I found that it's all about how you experience Krishna, how Krishna inspires this person to tell me where I will find this table in a very nearby vicinity. एकदम नजदीक में मुझे कहाँ मिल सकता है. And this person says this is the store name और वहां पे मैंने ऐसा टेबल देखा है. अब जाओ वहां पे मिल जाएगा. And I went and sure enough I go there I found the same table which is with the four combined this thing. And sure enough उसके बाजू में the table was much better than that which is exactly what we need for the book distribution. What we got today has a ply and a nice folding thing which can easily go in. And I saw that and I said I need this for this. And he gave me a good discount also saying that it is for the book distribution. So I'll give you a good discount also on that. So what I'm trying to say is that is the meditation. Meditation is also there of sitting down and chanting. One should do that. But the real meditation, as we will see here, right? What is in fact, the verses from 11 to 18 is all about Yoga Ruda. Yoga Ruda means what? The perfectional stage of a yogi. What is the perfectional stage of a yogi? योगी का परफेक्शन स्टेज क्या है? समाधि. कहाँ से चालू होता है? यम नियम आसना प्रत्याहार. जो लास्ट टाइम प्रभु जी ने अच्छे से बताया प्रत्याहार के बारे में, राइट? वहां से लेके फाइनल स्टेज इज व्हाट? समाधि. व्हाट इज समाधि? समाधि में क्या होता है? हाँ संकल्प विकल्प खत्म हो जाते हैं. ओके. What else? What happens in the samadhi? Have you seen anybody samadhi? Generally, we see the samadhi after person dies. But this stage is not after one dies. This stage is while we are living. So what is samadhi? Anybody knows? Huh?
Detachment from material.
Detachment from the material things, okay. But generally, physical thing, have you seen when somebody is in samadhi, what picture comes to your mind? Like, sitting like this and not moving, no matter what happens outside. That's what we call samadhi, right?
Stillness.
Stillness, right? But that is a very superficial samadhi where you will not experience the love for Krishna. I know one person who was an absolute samadhi, and he was the most active person. See, that is where the biggest problem happens, because when we go out and try to help others to come to Krishna consciousness, like सबके मन में एक ही डर रहता है, अरे यार मैं इसमें चला गया ना तो मैं इनएक्टिव हो जाऊंगा, मेरे जो लाइफ के गोल्स है, मेरे लाइफ के जो ड्रीम्स है, वो सब अधूरे रह जाएंगे। ये सब चीजें ना जब भी रिटायरमेंट हो जाएंगे ना 50 60 70 साल के, तभी करने वाली चीज है। अभी करेंगे तो कोई मतलब नहीं है। मेरी अभी जिंदगी जीना बाकी है मुझे, राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाट पीपल आर अफ्रेड। बट पीपल, आई नो वन पर्सन हु इज इन एब्सोल्यूट समाधि, but he was the most active, and he went around the world, not went around the city, but went around the world 14 times in absolute samadhi. And his samadhi lasted for until his last breath for sure in this world. And of course, his samadhi was also made after he left this world. And his samadhi started in 1934 and ended in 1977, because he did his last breath in 1977. So how many years हो गया? 40. 43. 43 years of samadhi. जनरली समाधि भी इसी, अगर कोई एक साल भी समाधि में बैठ गया तो उसको महान आत्मा माना जाता है। This person's samadhi was for 43 years. And who is that person? None other than Srila Prabhupada. Because in 1933, he writes a letter to his spiritual master Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. अपने गुरु को पत्र लिखते हैं। क्या लिखते हैं उसमें? कि I am one of your many disciples, and how can I serve you? Please give me instructions. This is the letter Srila Prabhupada writes to his guru Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in 1933. That is where he got the initiation also, in 1933. 1934 December, he gets the reply to his letter. And what is there in the reply from his guru? My instructions for you are the same which I gave you in our first meeting, which is to preach the message of Krishna consciousness all over the world. And after few weeks, in December 1934, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur departs from this world. Now, since then, Srila Prabhupada was meditating that how I can fulfill this one instruction of my Guru. Since then, he was in Samadhi, execute that. And he was in Samadhi till his last breath, because he continued to fulfill the desire or the instruction of his spiritual master. That is what is yoga. That is what is yoga. Can you imagine? It is not possible. It's not because I am the follower of ISKCON, that is why I am glorifying Prabhupada. आप किधर से भी देख लो. Anybody have you found who is like this? And that's why you should not join ISKCON. I'm not saying that I'm not advocating ISKCON or anything. I'm just trying to help you understand what is this verses of Bhagavad Gita and how do we understand through the live examples. पूछ लो जिसमें से हम लोग थोड़ा बहुत भी जो प्रचार करते हैं, एक जन को भी he convinced not just Americans, he convinced Europeans, Mexicans, African, Russians, you name it. Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, Chinese, everybody. How is that possible? because he was in Samadhi and he has an absolute connection with Krishna. You know, the amazing part of this, whatever comes in contact with Krishna becomes absolutely pure. And that Krishna with that person attracts everyone else. Prabhupada, if you see Prabhupada, right? Do you see any kind of a like charismatic personality or things like that? He's probably of my height, maybe or maybe a little more, 5.6 or something. He's an old body at that time, 70 years old. His English accent was also very heavy with Bengali thing. How could anybody would have been got attracted to him? Because the absolute Krishna factor, absolute Krishna factor. There is no other, and that is what love is. He took so many anxieties. It was not easy for him. It was not that there was an invitation letter coming from America saying that Swami Prabhupada, I think you have the best Bhagavad Gita in the world. We welcome you to America. Here is the biggest temple we have constructed for you. Here is your ashram. You please preach in America. Come to Europe. Here is the big thing for you. No. He started with 40 rupees, which was non-exchangeable. So practically he had a $0. And how did he go to the America? That is also another story. Nobody was ready to give. Somehow or other he finds somebody. Now, how some people were ridiculing him. The Swami, ये उम्र में अमेरिका, हाँ? मजा करने जाना है आपको अमेरिका में. And what did Prabhupada was not fighting with them. Prabhupada said, Hare Krishna, and he just moved on. He's begging to Sumati Morarji, right? That I need the passage to go to America because flight was impossible. Flight was impossible. How many of you have traveled through ship? Maybe 1 day, 2 day, 3 days. इधर तो भेज देंगे ना अपना क्या बोलते हैं अजंता इंदौरा जो भी बोलते हैं अपना इधर गेटवे ऑफ इंडिया से थोड़ा बहुत लेके जाता है. Even that also becomes so scary and so difficult. You feel nauseating. Doing it for 1 month, एक महीने का जर्नी था वो. And the sea is very rough, and he gets two heart attack. He gets two heart attack, and the kind of a poem that he wrote on the Jaladuta, if you read that, you will cry like a baby. That what a personality this is. What a personality this is. And he reaches America. It's not that there is anybody to welcome him. He has to share the room with people who are eating meat. For him, it is absolutely difficult coming from Vrindavan. Right? So he used to cook himself and feed the host people also. He stayed there for 1 month and said, like, it's not working out in Pennsylvania, Butler, Pennsylvania. And he comes to New York, homeless, not knowing who will support him. And he sits in the Tompkins Square Park just chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone just gathered around like a honeybees. Everyone started chanting around. Today you go, I've been to Tompkins Square Park. I was in US for 10 years. Even today, Tompkins Square Park is a crazy place and a scary place. So many weird people come there. So many people are on drugs. So many things. And there are so many. You could be like one of the crazy person sitting and that nobody knows what is Hare Krishna, right? At that time in 1966. People must be feeling कोई पागल आदमी आया इधर इंडिया से कुछ कर रहा है करने दो भाई. No. Why people were like gathering around him? There's a beautiful picture of Prabhupada sitting and his eyes are closed. And he's just playing the bongo drum and everyone around is just like dancing in ecstasy. How is that possible? जिसको मालूम भी नहीं है कि कृष्णा कौन है, ये कृष्णा वर्ड क्या होता है, हरे क्या है, वो कैसे उसके आजू बाजू में आके डांस कर रहा है, ऐसा भी नहीं कि कोई अच्छे से गिटार बजा रहा है. He is just playing a small bongo drum. And everyone around him, and he's not a singer like Anup Janota or somebody like that. He's chanting simple Hare Krishna with a simple melody, and everyone around him is gathered. And that's where the whole thing started. And after that, he did not stop. Oh, I got it in America. That is well and good. I am great. No. In fact, when Prabhupada brought all his disciples to India and there was a Kumbh Mela, and every month was coming on the big elephants and big palki and things like that. So all the disciples of Prabhupada said, Prabhupada, we will also get a big elephant for you and you should ride the elephant. Prabhupada said, we will put our Radha Madhav on the elephant and I will walk behind. Okay. That is the mood of Prabhupada. Prabhupada never felt that I did it. Prabhupada could have easily mentioned his society's name as Prabhupada Foundation or something like that, right? Where is Prabhupada in ISKCON? International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Nobody knows. Unless until they come to the temple, they get to know who is this person sitting. That time they realize this is this Prabhupada. So that is Samadhi. That is the Yoga Ruda stage. Samadhi doesn't mean that you can just sit in one place, and that is very selfish. That is for your own salvation. So when you fall in love with Krishna, which Prabhupada did, then you experience the higher thing. So we'll get into today's verse and we'll see how you can do step by step. That is very important. So you can repeat after me. Yada viniyatam chittam atmani eva patistate nispruha sarva kamebhyo yutta iti uchyate tada. When the yogi, by practice of yoga, disciplines his mental activities and becomes situated in transcendence, devoid of all material desires, he is said to be well established in yoga. Anyone would like to read it? And going there, Prabhu, if you are okay, you can sing this verses. If you're okay, just look at this. If you are okay, otherwise we'll have someone read that. Sarayamana Krishna Padarvinda. Okay, who wants to read the purport here? Correct.
The activities of yogi are distinguished from those of an ordinary person by his characteristics, distinction from all kinds of material desires, of which sex is the chief. A perfect yogi is so well disciplined in the activities of the mind that he can no longer be disturbed by any kind of material desire. This perfectional state can automatically be achieved by persons in Krishna consciousness, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam.
Once again, let's see if Govindram can recite those verses. You have it, Govindram? You need a book, otherwise. So these are the very beautiful verses. Sometimes when it is recited with those melody, it is really, really nice. Okay. So Savemana Krishna Pararavindayo Vaja Sivai Punjana Karo Pareva Ravasa Akshi Arthusam Parupare Praringa 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 Gra Gra Thank you. You can continue. King of
King Ambrish first of all engaged his mind on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Then, when after another, he engaged his words in describing the transcendental qualities of the Lord. His hands in mopping the temple of the Lord, his ears in hearing the activities of the Lord, his eyes in seeing the transcendental forms of the Lord, his body in touching the bodies of the devotees, his sense of smelling the scents of the lotus flowers offered to the Lord, his touch tasting the tulsi leaf offered at the lotus feet of the Lord, his legs in going to the places of pilgrimage, the temples of the Lord, his head offering mobile sense unto the Lord, and his desires executing the mission of the Lord. All these transcendental activities are quite befitting of pure devotion. This transcendental stage may be inexpressible subjectively by the followers of personality path, but it becomes very easy and practical for a person in Krishna consciousness, as is apparent in the above description of the system of Narayan operation. Unless the mind is fixed on the lotus feet of the Lord by constant remembrance, such transcendental intentions are not practical. In the devotional service of the Lord, therefore, these prescribed activities are called archana, or engaging all the senses in the service of the Lord. The senses and the mind require engagement. Simple application is not practical. Therefore, for people in general, especially those who are not recently becoming aware of life, transcendental engagement of the senses in the mind as discipline of is the further process for the transcendental achievement. It is called Yukta Bhagavad.
Yeah, thank you. Does anybody know who was Ambrish Maharaj? Ambrish Maharaj was a great devotee. He was a Raja Rishi. We had the concept of Raja Rishi. Sometimes many times we feel Rishi is the one who is like renowned order of life. No, even the kings can be Rishi. Who was another Raja Rishi? Parikshit Maharaj was also Raja Rishi. Bharat Maharaj was also Raja Rishi. There are so many Raja Rishis that happened. Right. So now I'll tell you the story and then we'll get into the each of these senses. So once upon a time, Ambrish Maharaj has observed the Vrata of Ekadashi. That comes in Srimad Bhagavatam. She observed the Vrata of Ekadashi. How many of us do the Vrata of Ekadashi? Oh, wow, every one of you are doing very nice. So why do we do this? For the pleasure of the Lord. Very nice. I don't do it for the pleasure of the Lord. I do it because I was told to do it. I do it because I'm afraid that if I don't do it, then some path will come upon me. Some sinful reaction will come upon me. But what Mataji said, that is the ultimate goal. We should all aspire. So when Ekadashi comes, it is said that there are devotees, they get excited about Ekadashi. When people like me get scared of the Ekadashi, then what will we eat now? Right. So we'll make sure there is a Rajgira Chikki and all these chips and everything is brought in home before the day before. Right. But there are devotees who get excited because why? Because this is the tithi where Lord is more pleased. And this is the tithi where I can absorb myself in the bhajans of the Lord, in the Hari Katha, service of the devotees. That is the purpose of it. But see the effect of Kali Yuga, it becomes very difficult. We feel here, साबूदाना खिचड़ी के साथ थोड़ा एकादशी कड़ी होता था तो और अच्छा रहता था और राजगिरा का शिरा या सब कुछ हो जाता था तो it would be really nice. Nothing wrong in that. We still should continue the Ekadashi because the other might will say, hey, you know what? Anyways, you are self gratified. Why are you doing Ekadashi? So don't fall trap to that either. Okay? Because the Maya is very powerful. Somehow or other, she will take you away from Krishna. But you have to be very determined because she is not your enemy. She is the most confidential associate of Krishna. And she wants to make sure that you really want to love Krishna. So that is why she does that. How many of you have known, right? Sometimes there is a matchmaking that happens, right? So for some highly influential people, what they do actually, they apply a spy before, some proposal comes. Then, they deploy a spy कि भाई जरा देखो ये लड़का या तो लड़की क्या है सब ठीक है कहाँ जाती है, कहाँ जाता है, क्या करते हैं, just to find out. And then they do it. So similarly, Mayadri does that job. And is he really serious about Krishna? Or is just like, ऐसे ही चिल्ला चावल बोल रहा है कि Krishna, I love you. Right. So that's a beautiful job of Mayadri. So she will trick you. अरे क्यों एकादशी कर रहा है? वैसे भी तू सेंस ग्रेटिफाई कर रहा है, जो रोज खाता तो उससे ज्यादा खा लिया तूने। क्यों कर रहा है एकादशी? क्यों क्यों बहाना बना रहा है कि तू डिवोटी है? बट यू से Mayadri, एक दिन आ जाऊंगा मैं, टेंशन मत लो, एक दिन आ जाऊंगा, पर लेट मी कंटिन्यू विथ माय एकादशी। एट इज आई एम एब्स्टेनिंग फ्रॉम ग्रेन्स, राइट? इतना अच्छा बड़ा पाव मेरा दोस्त ऑफर कर रहा था, पर मैंने क्या बोला, नेक्स्ट वर्ड मैं गोविंदस में जाके एकादशी बड़ा खाऊंगा, पर ये नहीं खाऊंगा, राइट? सो दैट इज आल्सो एन ऑस्टेरिटी टू सम एक्सटेंट, व्हिच इज गुड। सो महाराज अम्बरीश वाज डूइंग द एकादशी व्रत, and he was not doing the ekadashi vrat like us. He was fasting from food and water both. निर्जला, जो अभी आने वाला है, जून में आएगा ना, पांडव निर्जल एकादशी, 25th पांडव एकादशी भी मालूम है। So he was doing निर्जला, and the time was coming, and at the same time he had a guest at his home. Who was that guest? Durvasa. So Durvasa Muni. So see the beauty of our system, which has been now completely getting lost. That is what we want to revive slowly but surely, right? That any guest coming to your home is like a Atithi Devo Bhava. So for him, like this Durvasa Muni was more than God himself. So he did all the things that is required, and he said, "I'm going for a bath, and I will come back and then take prasad." So generally, it is a custom before taking bath, people take before taking prasad, they take bath. So he went to take bath, and here the exact muhurta come for him to break the fast. Now, what did this person do? Just 3 drops of water, he put it in his right hand, and he just stepped to break the fast, honor the breaking of the fast, to complete his vrata. और उसी टाइम पे दुर्वासा मुनि arrives. Durvasa Muni said, "Hey, what is this? It's a big insult to me. How dare, before giving your Atithi food and water, you yourself is drinking water." अभी बेचारा ने 3 ड्रॉप डाला था, 3 ड्रॉप, ऐसा नहीं कि ग्लास भर के पानी पी रहा था, जूस पी रहा था, 3 ड्रॉप डाल के he was just trying to break his fast. He said, "Nothing doing, not gonna big अपराध." And ऐसा कहा जाता है कि दुर्वासा मुनि का गुस्सा nobody can match. He's easily pacified, is easily not pacified, is easily pleased, and at the same time gets easily provoked. And उनको गुस्सा आ गया तो बात खत्म। इसीलिए वो दुर्योधन ने एक किया था ना, बड़ा जाल रचा था कि चलो जाओ तुम पांडवों के पास जाओ, ताकि उनको ये 60,000 डिसाइपल्स, उनका सबका खाना बनाना कैसे होएगा, नहीं होएगा ना, तो ऐसा जाल बिछाया था उसने। तो यहाँ पे अभी ऐसा कुछ नहीं था, बट फिर भी he got very upset and he said, "You deserve to die." And what did he do? He took out one hair from his head, threw it down, and a big gigantic demon came out of this, who is about to kill Amrish Maharaj. Now what did Amrish Maharaj say? "Hey man, wait. What the hell is this? I am the host, you are the guest. हाँ, ये सब क्या नाटक चालू है? निकलो इधर से." No, what did he do? Folded both the hands and remember Lord Vishnu. And then, "Oh my Lord, whatever you desire, I am so surrendered to you." And as soon as he folded his hands, that demon who was about to devour Amrish Maharaj, that demon became headless. How he became headless? Because Sudarshan Chakra came and chopped off his, and demon was dead on the ground. Now this Sudarshan was going after who? After Amrish Maharaj. Oh, sorry. Durvasa. Thank you. Durvasa. अभी दुर्वासा मुनि was wondering कि बॉस इसका तो मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता, only thing is I can run. So he was just running like anything, to save his life. He goes to Brahmaji. Brahmaji, please save me. He said, I can't help. He goes to Lord Shiva. Please help. In fact, एक ऐसा कहा जाता है कि दुर्वासा मुनि is actually amsha of Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva also says, I cannot help. जिसका है उसके पास ही जाओ. Who holds the Sudarshan Chakra, उसके पास ही जाओ. So he goes to Vishnu, and Sudarshan Chakra is keep on chasing him. And he says, Vishnu, please save me from your Sudarshan Chakra. I'm your devotee, you know that. Please save me. You know, Lord Vishnu says, I also cannot save. Because you have offended my devotee. So I also cannot save you. The only person who can save you is Ambrish Maharaj. You go back and beg forgiveness. If he forgives, then only you have a hope that Sudarshan will leave you alive. So he goes there, falls at the feet of Ambrish Maharaj and says, please forgive. And what did Ambrish Maharaj say? Ambrish Maharaj ऐसा नहीं बोला, समझ में आया ना अभी मैं कौन हूँ? हाँ, करेगा क्या इसके बाद भी ऐसा? हाँ, बताओ. Be careful. किसके साथ डील कर रहा है मालूम है? No. What did he say? What did he say? Oh, my dear Durvasa Muni, you have not committed any offense. Can you imagine? Durvasa Muni, Ambrish Maharaj did not consider Durvasa Muni's act of having a demon killing him did not considered as an offense. See the character. अभी दुर्वासा मुनि क्या बोलते हैं? अरे offense किया, please forgive me right now because Sudarshan is just behind me. So he formally forgives him. And that's how the Sudarshan goes back to the rock. Now, what is that Ambrish Maharaj is so glorified? That's what we will see in this purport that Srila Prabhupada gave through these verses. These are the verses comes in Bhagavatam, 9th canto. Very beautiful verses, right? So, why Ambrish Maharaj was so glorified? Because he engaged his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. What did he engage his words in? Describing the transcendental qualities of the Lord. Now let's draw the contrast. Where is our mind? Where is Ambrish Maharaj's mind? At the lotus feet of the Lord. Where is our mind? All over the place. Right? प्रभु जी कभी खत्म करेंगे, प्रसाद कभी होगा, घर पे कभी जाऊंगा, कल संडे भी है, आराम से उठना है, कोई डिस्टर्ब नहीं करेगा. Right? So many things going on. But where is the mind of Ambrish Maharaj? The lotus feet of the Lord. What are the words coming out of his mouth? हमारे क्या words बाहर आते हैं? Politics, Bollywood, cricket, IPL. Right? What are the words coming out of Ambrish Maharaj? Glorification of the Lord. Right? What does he do with his hands? His hands in mopping the temple of the Lord. Where our hands are being used? Scrolling. कभी कभी लगता है मेरे को ये किससे कहूँ, इसका भी कुछ तो ग्लो वगैरह कुछ आएगा. It is going on and on and on. That's where our hands are used. So it's not that Ambrish Maharaj is 24/7 mopping the temple floor, but somewhere or the other, your hand should be used in the engage in the service of the Lord. How you can engage your hands? Cooking for the Lord. That is how you can engage your Lord. The hands. You can making the garland for the Lord. And it's not that 24/7, but at least few minutes of the day you can engage. Right? Going further. What did he do with his eyes? Seeing the transcendental form of the Lord. What do we do with our eyes? See so many things which we are not supposed to see. And get attracted to so many things. But if your eyes gets attracted to the beauty of the Lord, your life will be perfect. And there's a beautiful story. We are not going into detail, but just to, and we have described also the story of Dhanudas, right? Dhanudas was so attracted to his girlfriend that he was not taking off his eyes when the Lord's procession was going. And Ramanuja said, I will show you something more beautiful than the eyes of your girlfriend. Said, okay, show me. There is no, he was challenging Ramanuja that, "Koi nahi sakta." He showed him the eyes of Lord Ranganath. You see when he's mesmerized. So when you're mesmerized by the beauty of the Lord, then the perfection of the eyes will happen. Right? Then the smell, in smelling this sense of the lotus flowers offered to the Lord. Right? If you go to any ISKCON temple, every morning there is a, like saint and the yellow chapa का flower offer किया जाता है भगवान को। और वो सबको smell करने के लिए भी दिया जाता है। That is the perfection which is offered to the Lord. You always want to smell something very fragrant, right? So rather than like I don't even order all the perfumes are coming out, but whatever the perfume you use, but if you smell this wonderful flower that has been offered to the Lord, the perfection of your senses of smelling. Then the tongue, in tasting the tulsi leaf offered at the lotus feet of the Lord. Right? Our tongue is always wanting, कौन सा नया रेस्टोरेंट है, कहाँ पे नया ट्राई कर सकते हैं, right? But what Amrish Maharaj is trying to see, trying to taste the tulsi leaves offered to the lotus feet of the Lord. His legs in gaining, or rather in going to the places of pilgrimage and the temple of the Lord. So what do we use our legs for? Right? Going and earning and all this, that is required. We should do it. But we should also tell our legs, let's go to temple once a week at least. Let's go to Saturday program once a week. So that is how we engage. And right now, all of you have engaged all your senses to some extent in service of the Lord, which is the perfection. Very simple process. There is nothing difficult. What is he doing with his head? He was bowing down in front of the Lord, paying obeisances to the Lord. Right? What do we do with our head? We held so high. I'm great. No, your head is supposed to be bowed down at the lotus feet of the Lord. That is the perfection of the head. And the final and the most important thing, and his desire in executing the mission of the Lord. That is the most important thing. What was his desire? That how I can serve the Lord in all his missions. And what is the mission of the Lord? Is to help the fallen souls, make them understand that you are not this body, you are the spirit soul, you are part and parcel of Krishna. You are meant to love Krishna. You are not meant to love this body, which is anyways nashwar, which is anyways going to go away. You are meant to love Krishna. That is what is the perfection. And that is why Amrish Maharaj is in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. And very simple, isn't it? Is it? Did it find difficult? Or was he doing like, upside down, holding one hand for 5 years, or standing on one leg for 10 years, or like, doing Sirsasana for 15 years? Was it any of these things? Very simple thing, right? And by doing those simple things, you will develop love for Krishna. And by doing that, you yourself will be very happy within. The biggest problem that we have is we are trying to connect outside with everyone and we are inside disconnected. And that is a problem. If you are connected within, then you will be able to connect with everyone else outside. But if you are disconnected within, no matter what you connect outside, it is not going to be of any use. So that is very important. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. What we'll do is we'll chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra because that is the best way to call out and seek the help from the Lord, and also asking Lord that how we can serve you, right? Because Hare Krishna Mahamantra is very simple. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So with this simple mantra, what we are saying, Hare means O energy of the Lord. Krishna means O Supreme Personality of Godhead. Rama means O Supreme Enjoyer. Please engage me in your service. And today only I was discussing with somebody, one of the girl who used to come to our program, Didi Sabin. And I told her that Krishna एक ऐसे भगवान है ना जो बिना बुलाए नहीं आएंगे, आपको बुलाना पड़ेगा. बहुत भाव खाता है भगवान. कृष्ण भगवान जो है ना बिना बुलाए नहीं आएंगे. द्रौपदी का केस देख लो, राइट. जब भी उसने दोनों हाथ ऊपर करके बोला हे कृष्ण हे गोविंदा, तभी आए वो. उसके पहले if you don't need me I will not come. Why should I disturb you? ऐसा कोई मिलेगा क्या कभी? Who is your eternal parent? Who is your eternal father? Who is your eternal mother? इतना फ्री विल कोई देगा क्या? आपके पेरेंट्स देते हैं, आपको नहीं देते. मेरे पेरेंट्स ने भी नहीं दिया था मेरे को. ऐसे ही बोलना पड़ेगा. इतने बजे घर पे आ जाने का, 10 बजे से लेट नाइट नहीं चलेगा. ऐसा नहीं चलेगा, ऐसा नहीं चलेगा. Krishna says only if you desire I am ready, but if you don't come I will not come on my own. You have to call for Krishna, and Krishna will come. If you call for him, he will definitely come. But if you don't call for him, he will not come. He will allow you that free will. Okay, so I forgot my Gita, but anyway, thank you. So we'll do it as last time what we did. We'll not chant in unison, we will chant at our own speed. Okay? जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि